Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
No, I'm bringing my dog.
Okay. Let's say hello to her.
Yes.
Hi.
All the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have also a dog, she's golden retriever, 10 years
That's
old.
a large dog. My dogs are like 5 of them would make one of yours.
Yeah. How old is it?
They are from, this one is Hercule here. It's 15.
15. Oh
yes,
my God.
it's past 15. Clara must be 8. And then Zazu is 3. Yes,
And
Zazu is a little
3.
girl. 3 years old. And I have 2 more. We're somewhere else in the house.
And what are many kinds, Robert?
They're Shih Tzus.
Shih Tzus. Nice. They're really
Yeah.
nice. My dog is golden retriever.
Uh-huh.
She's 10 years old and her name is Pesto. She's another member of our family.
Of course. Oh, this is Zadok. Oh, Zad.
They're really cute. They're really perfect.
They're really adorable. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's start. We will come again to them,
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll start. Ladies and gentlemen, today it's going to be our first interview in English. I'm also really excited about it. We have many followers from Turkey, USA, and all over the world. Our guest is one of the most famous Paris-born, New York-based architect and decorator in New York, in USA, Robert Couturier. He has done many exclusive jobs all over the world. Many houses, apartments, penthouses, townhouses, country houses, summer houses, mostly in New York, in Manhattan, in Los Angeles, in Connecticut, Mexico, Austria, and England, and many countries all over.
Azerbaijan.
And also Azerbaijan, yeah.
Yeah.
And also Azerbaijan.
And Moscow.
In Moscow also. They're the one that came to my mind now, but you have done many great jobs. We know that, Robert.
Thank you.
Robert, at first, I really would like to thank you for your kindness and attention to that you show us. Thank you so much for being guest of our program, of our interview, and you accept us to your house. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and welcome to my house.
Thank you.
On lockdown.
Yeah. We are locked down for 3 days in Turkey. First 2 days was Saturday and Sunday was a weekend. And tomorrow we have a national day here in Turkey. So for 4 days, the government restricted us to go out and we can't go. We are not allowed to go out now. So for these days, as SK Concepts, wall carvings company, we decided to make online interviews, mostly with Turkish designers and architects. And it was really useful for us. I have many friends from school, from the business life, and we really made nice. And for you, can you hear me nice, by the way?
I can.
Okay. How is it going for you these days? Are you locked down?
Yeah, it's been now almost 9 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been here for 9 weeks. It's been very difficult. It's very difficult for the country. It's very difficult for everybody personally. I think I've been very lucky because my business has not really been impacted. I've been able to continue on working from home, and all of my employees, all the people who work with me, all my assistants work from home as well. I kept the office open so people come and go. And I visit New York a couple of times a week now, very carefully. And I meet people. They come to see me in the office. We have the conversations we have to have. And then they go back home and I come back up here. I haven't stayed in New York a night. So it is what it is, It's very difficult, and it's awful thing to have to go through. And it's, of course, much worse for people who are in lockdown in New York per se. I'm in the country, so it's very beautiful and it's spring and it's a lovely time of year. But and I've been very lucky that we've been able to keep working and not be in dramatic circumstances.
How long has it been that you're out of the office? It's about 9 weeks?
9 weeks.
9 weeks, okay. But there's always someone at the office who is waiting for your guests are still coming, I think?
No, the guests aren't coming. Nobody's coming.
Nobody's coming.
Nobody's going anywhere. I think in the office they go, but my clients aren't going to the office. And I've just visited a couple clients on Long Island where I'm doing a house, but again, very carefully, and they've been also isolated. So we're trying to be very safe. Nobody wants to get sick, you know.
And how is the situation in your region at the moment?
We're still on lockdown. We are the only 3 states, one of the only 3 states that are still on lockdown. There's New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. And they're still, and New York is actually on lockdown, I think, until June 8th or June 15th. I mean, it's a long time. Yeah. So it will have been March, April, May, and June, maybe 4 months on lockdown. It's a third of the year.
Do you also have a house in New York City Center, Manhattan?
I have an apartment in Manhattan, yes. But I chose not to stay in it because why? You know, there's no reason for me to be in New York.
Yes. How many people you work for at your office?
We are 16.
16 people.
Yeah.
Are they architects?
We are about 5 or 6 architects, maybe more, 7. And then we are about 5 decorators and support staff, and me.
And they're all in their house now?
Yes, everyone is in their house. Okay. And if they choose to come to the office, they can.
But mostly they stay.
Yeah.
And do you have projects? Did you have ongoing projects, or are they all stopped now?
The house that we're doing in LA is still under construction because LA doesn't have the same restrictions than New York. The house that we're doing in France has just been started. And all the other houses and apartments in New York have been stopped. The house that we're doing in Rhinebeck in New York State is stopped as well, and the house on the island is stopped. Everything is stopped.
Robert, they say that my voice is not clear. Hold on, please. I will get my earphones. Hold on, please.
Okay. Oh, that's a duck. Duck. Oh, yeah. That duck. Say hello. That duck.
Robert, I'll ask if the voice is okay. Is it better? Can you hear me?
The voice is better. Yeah.
Is it better? Oh, okay. Okay. So please continue.
So no, that's it. No, all the jobs are stopped except in 2 places.
And how many projects do you have now ongoing, Robert?
I don't know, between 15 and 20 probably.
15 and 20, many projects, huh?
Yeah, very many.
I know that you have some in Madison, some in Long Island, also in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah, many projects.
And in France and in New York, all over New York. I mean, it's really bad for business, and I don't know how it's going to be when we'll pick it up. But we have been very lucky, and you know, we have to thank heavens for that.
Do you think the situation is going to be better or worse after the pandemic?
From what we hear, I think the economic situation after the pandemic is going to be really bad because people will have no money, and an economy only works if people buy. And if people have no money to buy, the economy isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure that the next 3 or 4 months are going to be all that good. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe it will all pick up all of a sudden. And the state, the state is printing money. And so there's an enormous amount of money in circulation. The problem is, of course, is that, you know, all that money will still come due at some point, even if the interest rates are 0%. And there will be a massive inflation at some point. So, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Not looking good.
Do you think it's going to be the same for US too?
I don't know. I think that I don't know if Europe is going to get out of it. You know, I think you in Turkey are having some problems, and I think here we're going to have massive problems.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
but you know, America isn't alone in the world, so hopefully we'll have other economies that are going to propel us forward and be a source of income and money. But at the moment, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what happens because this is the first. I mean, until now, I haven't experienced such an illness before. And it's really worldwide.
Yeah, it's the first time that an event such as this one is happening at the same time in real time worldwide. You know, problems have happened before, obviously, but they've happened in certain countries and gone to another and another. This time it's all over the world at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's never happened before.
Yeah, we experienced the same thing at the same time all over the world. So we don't know what happens, you know. Yeah. Robert, we have many visitors, many followers. I also would like to answer their questions too. But before that, please, there are many people and designers who would like to know much more about you. Can you tell me about your biography a little bit? I mean, where were you born? Where did you study? How did you start this business?
So I was born in Paris a long time ago. And I went to an interior architectural school called Camondo in Paris, which was a 6-year course. I came to New York. My grandmother had a place here, so I used to come here often when I was growing up and as a young man. And I came in 1978 for a year. I took a year sabbatical from work, and I worked in an office here, went back to Paris and got my diploma and came back in 1981. And I've been here ever since. And I've always wanted to be a designer, something that I always knew I wanted to be. And I was very lucky to find the first job that I did and to be given independently the first job that I was given. And working in New York, and I opened my own company in 1986.
And you were just 32 when you get your first biggest job. Is that true?
Yes, I was given the job by Sir James Goldsmith at the time, and I was given the construction of this enormous estate in Mexico on the Pacific Ocean, which was about, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of square feet, and I built that, and I did another place for him in Mexico as well, and this is how it all started, and that's been what I did, and then I've always worked, you know, worked a lot.
It was something like a palace, and it was called La Loma. Is that true?
That's the name of the house, La Loma.
The house, yeah.
But the estate is called Quixmala. And the house, the main house is called La Loma, but there are many houses.
Yeah, and after that experience, I know that you also decorate Goldsmith's Boeing 757.
Yes, I did.
It's an amazing story. It's a plane of 250 person seats, and you made it for one person. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
That was wonderful. It was, he's a man who traveled an awful lot, and he wanted to travel in his own comfort. So there was a big bedroom for him in the back, with a bathroom with a shower. Then there was, a big bed, and you had sheets and pillows and blankets and all of that. And then there was a guest room where I actually slept. I slept, and there was a dining room, kitchen, and a living room. And then in the front, they had sort of quarters for staff with a bathroom and a bedroom for them, and then all of that.
Yeah.
So it was luxurious.
I mean, so until that time, you hadn't experienced such a project before. It was a really first beginning for you. And were you really excited at that time?
I'm always excited. Any projects that you take has to be exciting, otherwise there's no point on taking it.
Yeah, sure.
You have to want to work with the people that you work with. It has to be something that you share. Mm-hmm. It's not always the case, but it's how it should be.
Yeah. And after that, you continue your projects in New York, and you had done many jobs, yeah?
Yes, and I worked a lot in London. I worked a lot in France. I did a few chateaux in France and houses by the sea, and all sorts of things like that. And I worked in Austria and in Switzerland, and we said that in St. Petersburg. Did I work in Italy? No. And then in Azerbaijan, in Israel. Of course, in Venezuela, in Mexico, in Brazil, in many places.
You're really a continental and international designer, Robert.
That's because I'm lucky, and I had international friends for as long as I have, and so they were kind enough to give me their house to do, and I did.
Yeah, I know that you did many the house of many celebrity people in USA. Let me tell some of the names, like Anne Hart, Jane McNerney, Cecil David Vale, Fred Eisman, Frederick Fekkaye, Vanity Fair special correspondent Amy Fine Collins, many people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really a great honor.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you were selected one of the best residential designers from the magazines, like Interior Architectural Digest or Interior Design. Yeah.
And Architectural Digest, all sorts of magazines like that.
Vanity Fair, Architectural Digest, Town and Country, the New York Times, Condé Nast Traveler, House and Garden, The Robb Report, Elle Decor, many. Yeah. Congratulations to you. That's really great. And then, Robert, just let's have questions. If you have any questions, guys, let's try to understand if any questions before the other questions that I would like to tell you. I made a friend for here. My friend Tuba, she's from my friend from college. She asked why you choose New York.
It was logical, I spoke English fluently. I didn't want to be in Paris anymore. I already knew people in New York, so New York was huge fun at the time. And not that it's not. I mean, it's not fun today. And it was, a logical thing to do.
And your grandmother used to live in New York at that time?
Mm-hmm. She had an apartment here. So when I came here, I would visit her. And, so it's how I met people, and it was introduced to people in New York, and became sort of logical. And now it's my home. I mean, I feel much more at home in New York than I would in Paris.
Yeah, and do you think it's one of the design centers of the world, New York? I mean, in USA especially. Why did you choose to live in LA or Miami or Carolina?
Because New York is and at the time, much more so than it really is today, was an incredibly international city. Everyone came from all over the world. You could be at a dinner party with 10 people and each person had a different accent. You know, everybody came from a different place. And it was incredibly exciting. I think it was the most exciting place in the world at the time. And it was the end of the 70s. So there was a huge recession. There was the war around. There were many events that were very threatening. And I think that New York had electricity. It wasn't yet all centered around money. It was in many ways, very artistic. And it was fun. I mean, people had fun.
And does it give you inspiration to live in that city?
I don't know. I think it gives you an incredible sense of relativity of people, make you part of the world, probably more so than any other city. You know, in France, you're French. I guess in Istanbul, you're Turkish. In London, you're British. In New York, a New Yorker is everything. A New Yorker is a bit of the entire world. It's not exclusively an American. And I think it's why being here is by far the most exciting place in the world at the moment. It's also that I never felt very particularly French or particularly, I'm very European and very French, obviously. But I think culturally I belong to many different civilizations. And I think New York was the most exciting that way.
Yeah, you can find any people from any country there. You also have Turkish friends there?
I have Turkish friends there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From your sector or from the design? No, or
no, friends and people. And so we're friends from everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. My friend, her name is Yeshim. She lives in Carolina. She asked, "What elements define your style? What are your inevitables? Which elements really define your style?"
I don't know. Silk velvet. I love silk velvet.
Silk velvet.
Silk velvet. I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that's probably a joke. I don't know. I don't know if there's something that I repeat in every job. I hope. I think I tried for every work to be particular and special for the person that I work for.
Do you also like marbles and natural stones, these kind of things? Are they also really important for you?
Of course, I think that everything is important as long as it's appropriate for what you're using it for. So if it's appropriate, of course, I love it.
Yeah. And let's see if any questions. I have a friend, her name is Melda, Mel Interiors. She asked, did you get a chance to work in Turkey for any project?
Sadly, no. I wished I had.
No request until now?
No.
No?
I would love to do a beautiful house on the Bosphorus. You know, do a yali on the Bosphorus would be wonderful.
Yeah, the Bosphorus, this is one of the most beautiful view in the world. I travel all over the world, but I haven't seen such a view except in Istanbul. It's really lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Your friend Leon Prioni, he says hello, Robert. There's some French people who say bonjour to you.
I saw that. Richard de Remusat was a friend of mine from 50 years ago.
Jackson McCart, Ryan Langton, many of your friends. A friend of mine, his name is Emre, he asked, does he use Orientalism in his projects? It used to be a big trend worldwide.
Of course I did. And I would still. When I did the place in Mexico, the first presentation that we had it on the Bosphorus, on the boat. And I presented all my drawings to the clients there. And there were many, many, many elements that came from Turkey and came from Islamic art. And
Which elements do you like to buy from Turkey? Carpets or marbles? Are there some special
tiles?
ones?
I mean, your tiles are the most beautiful tiles in the world. Some of your fabrics are the most beautiful fabrics in the world. So a lot of elements come from Middle Eastern and Ottoman inspirations. Very many.
Yeah. They would like to see your house, Robert. Are you able to show your house to us?
Sure. Okay. Let me.
It will also give us some chance about your concept, your style.
Yeah. So where are we? So these are my dogs. Let me put it on there. Okay. So this is the living room. So it's all French 18th century, basically. This is where I worked during confinement with all the dogs on the sofa. You see them?
No, not really.
You don't. So let me see. Yeah. Oops, sorry. You see them, right? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I see now.
This is where I work. So that's the living room, which is used, which I use all the time, and it has the views on the gardens.
Oh, are you also related with landscape architect?
We had a wonderful landscape architect who did this garden, and she's called Miranda Brooks. She's British, and she did all those gardens. And I have about 16 acres, and so it's all been landscaped.
We really missed, the green grasses.
Yeah, and then you see the lake.
It's the lake, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lake. The thing is that the spring here comes very late, so that's the courtyard outside. Let me show you. Come, babies, if you want to come. Okay, so then this is a Roman empress.
Do you like sculptures?
Justine loves sculptures. And so this is the living room, the dining room.
I've seen it on your social media, Instagram. It's really perfect.
So that's the dining room. You can see the garden outside, that. And then in the back is the pantry and the kitchen. There they are.
Robert, the connection was weak, but now it's okay, yeah.
It's okay. So we get out of
Robert,
the dining room.
The connection is not strong. I can see clearly.
Okay, is it better now? Is it good?
So.
Oh, okay. Because it's very good on my side. Okay, so we go down.
I mean, let's ask our followers. Can you see the camera of Robert? I think it's okay now. Now it's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
And you like the paintings?
All the paintings.
It's also yeah.
Okay, so this is the family room downstairs, and
the chimney.
Of course, chimney always.
And wallpapers. There are many wallpapers you like. I'm sure you use at your projects too.
Yeah, I do. But this is all hand painted.
Hand painted, yeah.
Yeah, and it's an English pattern from the 16th century. And so this is the front door. So you go outside, and that's.
How is the weather? Is it cold outside or it's hot?
It's okay. It's not hot yet, but it's it's warmer than it was. We had snow last week, and so this is where you go to my private part of the house, where the downstairs sitting room.
I really like the lighting. It's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. And so these are actually armchairs that were made for Marie Antoinette for Fontainebleau.
Emmanuel said, "J'adore." Moi, j'adore aussi.
Thank you. And so we go up, and then this is our little office. We have some closets.
One of my friends asked, where is the house located? It's in Connecticut.
It's in Connecticut, yes. Yeah. And this is our bedroom.
Many wallpapers again, like florals.
Yeah, that's a fabric. which actually has been discontinued. And that's our bed where we sleep with the dogs. And this is my little dressing room. And then there's my bathroom.
Mm-hmm. And this is the bathroom, yeah?
Yeah. And then there's another bathroom downstairs. Of course, there's
How many bathrooms do you
have? There are 2.5. And then we have guest houses. We have 2 guest houses where we have more bedrooms, bathrooms, and all of that. And then I have a library outside, which I'll show you.
It's really a big house, Robert.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not so big.
Mm-hmm. They would like to see the outside too. The followers would like to see.
So that's
the grasses and around the lake.
Reception is good. So that's the entrance. And there you have the garages in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And
are you also are you the one also who designed the architecture outside too? Outdoor?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
All of this was designed by me long ago. And then this is the library where we have lots of books. We sit there in the, you know. So that's what we are, where we are.
Are they mostly Robert? Are they mostly the books for interior design architects, and also do you have also something like politics or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, they're books on everything. I'm not, you know, I think you have to be wide cultured. I know. And then, I don't know if the reception is good enough. I'll show you outside.
Please.
The dogs are inside.
Where are the dogs? Yeah.
They're inside. I don't want them to go. You see, we have a lot of wildlife here. So I don't want them to risk. We have all sorts of animals. And so we go up.
You also have a book for dogs, yeah? Dogs and houses. Robert, the connection is not nice now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know. So let me see if I can. I don't think I can bring you to the gardens outside in the back because I don't think I'm going to have a good enough. Oh, that dog. Here they are, the little dogs. Here they are. Yes.
They look really cute.
Yes, they're adorable. They're always behind me.
I will bring my pesto to them.
I mean, they're afraid of very big dogs. So that's
Robert, you have many followers from all over the world.
Can you?
Yeah. Robert, yeah. Sometimes it's frozen. We can't see the house.
Okay. And so that's the staircase. My great-great-grandmother.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is your connection Wi-Fi now, or can you?
Oh, it's all Wi-Fi.
Can you turn it? Maybe you can turn off the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's better. I don't know.
Let me see. No, if I turn off the Wi-Fi, you won't see anything.
Okay. Okay. So it's better.
It's better.
Let's try our best.
Voilà.
Yeah. I'm so. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Do you have many guests to your house? Do you give some dinners, some special events, Robert?
We do.
And do you cook well?
I don't know how to cook. I have no idea how to cook. No, we have a cook who cooks beautifully. He cooks much better.
Do you like Turkish food?
I love Turkish food. Isn't it the best food, one of the best foods in the world?
I think it's the one of the best in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So be our guest when you come next time.
Thank you.
You've been here in Turkey many times, Robert. Is that true?
Yeah.
How many times?
Oh my God, I can't even count how many times I've been to Turkey. I used to go to Mia, Kuşadası, you know, all of that.
Which city did you visit here?
Izmir, and of course Istanbul. I went to Troy.
Troy, yeah.
So I went around the whole coast, and it's a wonderful place, beautiful place.
Yeah. We have 20 minutes for the end of the interview. Let's see if there's any question. You have many followers all over the world, from Brazil, from France, from USA, from Turkey at the moment. Thank you to Jacob. Jacob, il a dit, je suis en train de faire un séjour avec Kolcu dans votre bibliothèque. Such a beautiful house. Yeah, everybody likes your house. You know, it's really, we really like its style.
Thank you. It's very classic in many ways.
Yeah. Emma Andy says, il y a aussi des Français qui regardent. Merci. Yeah, Emma, there are many French people here too.
That's great.
Amazing every part of your house. Ayşe Baturak, she says, Duygu Balcı, we have many friends here.
Thank you.
And I have a friend from Adana, the south part of Turkey. Yeah.
What do you find challenging about designing a home?
Can you hear me nice?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. At the last 10 minutes of the interview, I will play your favorite song and we'll continue the interview.
Okay.
My question is about the wallpapers. What kind of wallpapers do you use mostly, Robert?
I use a lot of de Gournay. I use a lot of French wallpaper as, you know, all the landscapes by the company, French company, forget. I use, you know, wallpapers from everywhere, really, because it all is how, that dog. It's how it works. It all depends on your inspiration, on the moment. I love the wallpapers with the big landscapes and the big scenes, you know, like Zuber or
It depends on your style. And do you introduce yourself as classic or as modern, or do you do everything?
I do everything, and I do very classic, and I do quite modern as well. And I think I like the different styles because I think you need to be able to do many different things, because people, no two people are the same, and if they want different things, you have to be able to give them different things. I think what we do is our eye that sort of selects within their choices what we think is the best for them. So it's how we work.
And you're mostly addicted to luxury, and you have no ability for something else. This is your expression. Is that true?
It's true.
Yeah.
I like luxury. I think, you know, it works as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know.
Where's your favorite city in the world, Robert? Where do you like most for going in summer or winter?
I don't have a favorite city, because I think every city corresponds also to a different moment and a different feeling and a different time of the year. I love going to Paris, obviously. I like Paris in the winter. I love your city because I think it's very emotional.
Thank you.
I love Rome. I love London. I love New York, obviously. I'm not sure I like Washington. I love LA. I would gladly live in LA.
And you also have a project in Santa Monica now, yeah?
So I love going there. I think it's a wonderful place to be, and it's a wonderful place to live, because It's very comfortable. It's really bright. The weather's beautiful. You know, it's great. It has many, many advantages.
And
So I love, you know, I love Jerusalem, where I've been many times.
mhm.
Um, I love Cairo. I love Alexandria. It's just, you know, I don't know. I just so many places that I think are completely phenomenal. For
Do you
yeah, the
do
world
you
is a
also
big
follow the
place.
shows, the design shows? Which ones do you like mostly, Robert?
The thing is that I'm going to say something. I'm very spoiled. So a lot of the designs are offered to. And I look at them, and but the design shop. I don't know if there's a design shop particularly that I prefer to others, because again, you know, things change and stocks change and designs change. So the most important is to stay with the designs and look at the new designs, and I think I'm more uh, into looking at designs than at a particular shop. If sadly if a shop doesn't do things that I like anymore, then I don't go there anymore. So
Mhm, mhm.
it always opportunity, you know,
Do
and we
you,
have to be open to every new thing and every new opportunity.
Robert, Emma Mendes, she asked, Robert, what are the styles you will never understand? Is there a style that you'd never understand?
I hope not. I think style is a way of life and a way of living. I think there are so many different way of living, and different fashions, different manners of living, that I'm interested by all of them. I think whether it's ultra contemporary and very stark and very minimalist, and I like that as well. I wish I could live that way. I think I can't. Obviously, as you can see around here, I don't think that minimalist is my thing. I think that they were doing an inventory of all our houses here, and I think there are close to 5,000 items.
Mhm.
So minimal, not minimal, but I would love to be, and I admire minimalistic interiors. I think they can be incredibly beautiful and sculptural and very
Yeah.
new and very exciting. And I love incredibly classical interiors as well.
Yeah, this is really what I experienced when I look at your projects. You like classicals, you do contemporary, you like minimalism, you like all of them. So it's really nice. You follow the innovations, the new things. One of my friends, he asked the company name Planlux. He asked, what about the lighting design? Do you have something special for lighting?
I'm not really good at lighting, and I think that now there are lighting designers that are so much better than I am, and there are many ways of lighting, and so I listen to them when we have clients who have very important art collections. Then we ask for lighting designers to come and give us, you know, suggestion indications, which they do, and
Mhm.
it really is phenomenal what they can do.
One of my friends, she says her name is Uchul. She says, hold on, I need to see her message. She said something like, your house is like a house from 18th century. You have many paintings, many classical furnitures.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a bit of everything because I have elements here that are actually from the 19. And so I have all of that. Oh, I
Robert,
hear the
now, yeah.
father.
Can you hear the music now?
I can.
Okay. This is this is one of your favorite songs from Beethoven, Adagio of the Hand, the Adagio of Mahler, Fifth Symphony. Okay, it's the last 10 minutes of our interview, so it's gonna play here, and we'll continue our interview. Can you hear me? Okay. Emma asked, "Have you ever wanted to do it all over again in a room because you didn't like it?"
Of course. Of course. Of course. Sorry, one of my dog is barking. That dog. Don't do that. Yeah, Zadok, stay here. Zadok, come here. Of course, I would love to redo some things entirely. Sometimes I've done rooms for people that I'm not particularly proud of, and I wish I could redo them. It's not always possible. You know, you also have to be modest to a degree. You know, we don't have answers to everything. And when you're wrong, you have to admit that you're wrong. And then you have to right the wrong that you've made. And, you know, I think you obviously try never to do wrong, but life is such that you do.
Yeah. Tala Mukaya, she asks, how can you be that much successful, Robert?
How can I what?
How can you be that much successful?
How can I be that successful?
Yeah.
I don't know. It truly becomes, it happens by hazard, and it's hard work, and you don't know that you are successful. You don't know. It's not something that you feel personally. Others might feel it. But I'm just doing my job. Work. I make people happy.
Robert, I can't hear the last thing that you told.
Sorry?
Yeah. Now I can hear. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So
And,
I don't know if I'm that successful. I hope I am. And I hope I'm doing a good job for the people who hire me. And it's a wonderful job, and I'm incredibly lucky to have it, and very lucky to be successful at it. And I'm surrounded by wonderful people who help me a lot, and without whom I would never be able to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing happens by hazard.
By the way, I would like to show you some of the visuals from your projects. Hold on, please. Sure. I get some screenshots. This is your dining table.
That's my dining table,
which you showed us.
That's my Zadok.
Zadok.
Yeah.
And this is your house from outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the ones. You know, I tried to get the other photos, but they weren't so quality, so I didn't take all of them.
I know.
It's one of our followers. She asked, Robert, how do you stay so damn cute?
Thank you. Let me tell you, there is no plastic surgery here.
No?
No.
Congratulations to you.
No. I think it's yoga. I do a lot of yoga.
Do you do sports and yoga, such things?
I do yoga.
Yeah?
I do yoga 5 times a week for an hour and a half. So it's 7.5 hours a week of yoga.
And it really makes you relax, yeah?
Oh my God. Not only relax, but it keeps you in a good shape physically, because you have to move and you have to be limber and you have to be flexible and you have to do all of that. So it's very good. And listen, I think that the fact that I'm passionate about everything makes you much more alive. We're very lucky to be able to work in businesses that we like and that make us excited, and we see beautiful things all the time. The world is not such a beautiful place, but we see beautiful things, and we try to make beautiful things.
Yeah, well, most of our designers, interior architects who participated in our interviews, they're all really addicted to their business. And is it also the key point of the success, Robert, to love your job too much and to be passionate about it?
I don't know. I think it's the only way to be for me. I think that other people have more financial success than I do, I'm sure, because they have a better head for business than I do. So I think it all depends on what you want in life and how you want to do it and how you relate to people. It's very different,
But you're really passionate about your job too.
I have to be because I want to be efficient. But, I don't work for everyone. I only work for people that I really like. And, that's what I do. And if I don't like them, I don't work for them.
Yeah. How often do you say hallelujah?
Hallelujah. Not very often.
But
it's funny because it might be a little sort of childish, but I just believe in gratitude. And I'm incredibly grateful every night when I go to sleep for everything that I have and everything that was given to me. And I feel very lucky and very grateful.
There's a question, Robert. What is the craziest project you have ever done? I'm passionate about your work. Emma asks again.
Listen, the craziest thing was probably that plane, the 757.
Boeing, yeah.
Yeah. I used to call it the flying carpet plane.
Flying carpet, yeah.
The client also had an incredibly beautiful painting, Veronese, that was unbelievably beautiful. And I told him that it was worth, I don't know, $70 million or something like that. I said to him, if you put that painting in your airplane, it will be the most expensive airplane in the world.
Yeah. Do you have some special painters, paintings or artists? Who are your favorite ones?
Listen, I think my very favorite painter is obviously Rothko. Because I think Rothko is the most wonderful painter in the world. I don't think I can own a Rothko, so I will go without owning one. But he's by far my favorite painter.
Our followers, my friends, they really like your glasses, Robert.
Oh, thank you.
It's really stylish.
Yeah, thank you. They're actually tinted.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They make me think of my own mother.
Robert, we have some traditional questions. We have some 3 or 4 minutes more. Who will be the first person you will hug after the pandemics? Who did you miss most?
I have my closest friend in the world who I miss not seeing. I haven't seen her in, I don't know, 3 months practically. And I think the minute the pandemic is over, she will be the one person I would spend an evening with. Because I miss her and miss her wit and miss her kindness and miss all of that.
What's her name?
It's called Cécile David Veil.
Can you say again?
Cécile David Veil.
Cécile David Veil, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's say hello to Cécile.
Yes, she's my friend for 15 years.
From France?
In France, yeah, in Paris.
Okay.
So she lives in New York and now she's in France, but she's truly my closest friend.
Let's say, yeah. So, and after the pandemics, what is the first thing you would like to do? I mean, the first restaurant or city that you would like to go, or anything that you want to do?
It's funny because I don't know if I have anything. I don't know what I will want to do in 3 weeks' time when the pandemic is, lifted. Mm-hmm. I feel terrible for the world and the state of the world. I wish that it would go away, and I wish the world would go back to being better. I think this pandemic is obviously going to mark us very deeply. I think you have more people die from it. Difficult to be happy amongst all that sadness. Mm-hmm. It's very hard, very difficult. And I feel very lucky again that I haven't been touched by it, and nobody I know has been ill, and a few friends who died, but
are they in New York? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Robert, this is the last 2 minutes of our interview. You know, it was really nice to talk to you. It's really short time, just 1
Thank
hour,
you.
but it was really nice to know much more about you. We have seen your house, we have seen your projects, your painting, and you're really lovely, smiley, and energetic, you know. And thank you so much for being our guests.
You're very
Our
welcome,
words.
Tim. Thank you. That's very
Please,
lovely. Thank you for being with you. Good luck to everyone and stay safe and healthy.
thank you so
And
much.
stay,
We hope to see you as soon as possible. If you have a time, please let us know
I'll
when you
come
come
to
to
I'll come
Istanbul.
to I'll come to Istanbul.
Yeah,
Most beautiful city in the world with Rome.
it's really one of the most beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you
please,
so much. Thank you.
please welcome, and thank you so much for everything. I hope you're the best, the wellness. Immediately, hope to go back to your nice and wonderful projects.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be
Thank
good.
you so much.
Bye
Have a
bye.
nice and lovely day. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you so much for being a part of our conversation interview. Hope to see you